Tuesday.
We're back. We're back this week. We didn't see you last week, but here we are. I think the kids getting out of school, and it's what is it called now? May. Life is so busy. Did you invite Bradley?
Yes, yes.
Our guest is coming soon.
And we're so excited. I have so many questions. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Uh, Great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Hey, we did it right this time.
Yes.
Last time we had a little problem and never been on before. This is awesome.
Maybe it's the short notice. We should tell everybody that I asked him Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I kind of dropped it on you, just catching up and whatnot over, was it just last weekend? Just, yeah. So grateful to be here. How have y'all been?
Wonderful. I've been on Carnivore.
You've been on Carnivore. Sweet.
So I think after we talked last, and maybe it was the very next week I started. And
Yeah.
then I stayed strong up for several weeks, and then I went off it and I got right back on. So,
Yeah. So what did you just start noticing things start creeping back and that's what caused you to get back on or?
I think I was just being rebellious, to be honest.
I
I
hear you.
I think that I was just like,
Many
man,
people would say you're being rebellious by doing carnivore.
I feel the opposite. Every
Ah,
time I eat
you
something that's
agree
not
now that you've been
carnivore,
doing
I'm
it so
like,
long. That's amazing.
yeah.
Awesome.
So I
Sweet.
do love it. Although I do have lots of questions. So,
All right. Well, I'm here for you. Whatever I could answer for you, I would be happy to. And if I
well,
don't have the answer, I can find the answer. How about that?
that's great.
I thought I'd let everybody know before we get started. We
Yeah.
have a lot of questions. We may not get through them all, but I think that we can. So if any of you are interested in carnivore, if anybody watching that thinks they might want to try it, you should. You should try it. Robin's been doing it, I think, is it 4 to 6 months, something like that, off and on. So
Well, and so my daughter is 15, but she's gotten like 2 rounds of the flu. She's had a lot of health things, I feel like, here lately. And she finally was like, Mom, I think I want to try this with you.
Oh,
So she's
very
just
cool.
got done with her first week. Her face has cleared up. It's almost crazy how quick
Mm-hmm.
her face has cleared up, and she's like, I just feel so snatched. That's what she tells me every day.
That's the word, huh? That's
So
awesome.
okay, Whitney.
what? So I another thing that I should tell everybody watching, everybody that will watch. Her daughter is 16, and
Yeah.
so
Well, she's 15.
15. She's 15. She's my oldest granddaughter. I'm making myself a little older. Do you think that a teenager? What do you
Absolutely.
think about a teenager doing carnivore?
Perfect. I think the younger the better, actually.
Really? I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Um, yeah, actually, there's a family that I see and they've been raising their newborn just that way. And when you really f- get the more heavenly perspective of matters with food, um, our food is just corrupted, right? It's been corrupted for a while. So ruminant meat, red meat, provides 100% nutrients, and it's all 100% bioavailable for the human body. And that's the only grass-fed, grass-finished ruminant meat, red meat, is the only food that's not corrupted by man. Consider that. Isn't that mind-blowing? So when it comes to kids, you got if you have that as your framework, what's best for my child? We've just lived under this for lack of a better way of saying it, it's just lies. Just this year they flipped the food pyramid upside down. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, we saw
And
that.
Yeah, and what was on the top is now on the bottom, and that was saturated fats and meat, right? And what was the base of the old pyramid is now the tip where they're telling you to eat it sparingly. So it's definitely something, carnivores. It's kind of the way um, it's the foundation for nutrition. It always has been. It's just as when the agricultural revolution came in, we can harvest all these crops and feed people for cheaper. And then you brought in the big business of food, and now we can put these chemicals on our food supply and get things to market quicker and cheaper, and turn these crops faster and make a better dollar. So yes, it is the way for today if you really want to get healthy. And like your daughter, within a week, she started to see her skin complexion clear up. Think about that. That happens because her gut's healing that quickly. It's
That
all
was
about the
one
gut.
thing. Like I did notice stuff the first week as well,
Yeah,
but maybe because it's me, but watching her, I'm like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, like that truly is a testament that people should see because of
yeah.
the difference of it.
Yeah, and especially with kids, when you think of adolescents, they're going through puberty. There's a lot of hormone shifting and whatnot, and if you're eating a lot of these foods that are laden with herbicides, pesticides, and then the natural anti-nutrients within them, like oxalates and whatnot, that just they kind of gunk up in our system. I'll call it all industrial sediment.
Yeah,
um, if
I
it
like
just
that.
builds up, it creates a lot of metabolic stress, and the more the body's operating in a state of stress, that's not a good thing. Stress does have a physiological benefit for the body, but when it's turned on continually, that's when it becomes
Yeah.
harmful, and we get these labels like diagnoses and whatnot from our medical doctors and whatnot. So yeah.
Well, I would like, so one thing that I do think about a lot is I have learned a lot just from trial and error myself over the past several months. And I'm on some carnivore pages, and there's like diehard carnivores where like they pretty much only eat grass fed beef. And
Yes.
then there's carnivores that's like, oh, you can have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you're still gonna be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Like,
really, so for me as a practicing and working in the functional health space, when it comes to clinical carnivore, so if I'm going to bring somebody in under my care, the best thing that I would seek would be grass-fed, grass-finished ruminant meat, water, salt, and eggs. That's like for clinical purposes. Now, obviously, within the community, you get the dogma of any community. Carnivore is not carnivore if you're putting mustard on your meat or having
oh yeah, I
having
know, I
some
hear
dill
it all, and I
pickles,
love
right?
it.
Yeah, but I just kind of let that fall to the wayside, really. For myself, I do like dill pickles,
Yeah.
so pickles are awesome, but other than that, that's probably the only thing that I eat that's not from an animal. So, but there's carnivore. What is there, like ketovore, and then kind of steps away from there. But I think the best, get rid of the dogma. It's a lot like all the different flavors of Christianity, right? We
Yeah.
all believe in Jesus. That's what matters. And that's what unifies us and brings us together. Carnivore, whatever you want to label it, whatever the world wants to say or whatever, just try to limit the plants as much as possible if you're really seeking true healing, because it
So we
is
don't
in.
do,
Go ahead.
I haven't really done much plant items, but dairy, yes.
Yeah, dairy's okay.
Dairy's like my
Some
lifeline.
Yes, some people can get inflamed with dairy though too. So it's good to approach it. Typically with me, I'll recommend, especially if somebody's has a little bit of a challenge getting their head around it, if they've been um You just walk with people through it. Hey, let's just work at eliminating these major things like the seed oils and the grains at first, and start walking your way towards it. Not everybody can, and it's also actually not beneficial necessarily for everybody to just do a full on repent and go fatty red meat, water, salt, and eggs only, right? Um, their bodies may not be equipped to process and handle the detox that happens from that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Because yeah, I've
clinic.
heard a lot of kickback about like, oh, I got kidney stones because of this, and they're like, no,
No.
you didn't. You got it because you're terrible diet prior.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, like gout flare-ups. A lot of people that are on carnivore, they may get gout flare-ups, and a lot of that is due to the purging of all the uric acid that's built up in their fat cells that their body's been, breaking down to get rid of. And so it's not, when you think of healing, healing is not always a fun experience. And a lot of the patterns that we have with chronic issues like say gout, for example, where I'm in a gout flare and you know red meat got put into the category of one thing that causes it, but that's not at all what causes it. It's caused from poor kidney function, right? From the lack of being able to break down uric acid, and so they become crystals, and your body trying to protect you starts to throw them in less life threatening areas of your body, like your joints, right? So now I have a gout flare. That's what that is. It's the little crystals getting in your joints. It's no different than oxalate crystals. Oxalate crystals do the same, and that it doesn't necessarily feel the same as gout, but that chronic joint pain, um, a lot of that can be traced back to just oxalates and oxalic acid, which is
No.
which is in a lot of dark green leafy things like kale and spinach and almonds. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So, can you tell us just, I don't know if you could tell us quickly, how does it go from once you start carnivore, some people have a gout flare up? I don't understand that.
your body constantly is processing um and storing things. If it can't get rid of it, it's going to store stuff away, right? And it loves to pack toxic sediment up away in fat cells. So this is like you'll start to see the belly fat kind of accumulate. The visceral fat around your organs is another pretty common area for this. That's why that's visceral fat's bad, not good fat. That's often leads to chronic disease like heart disease, diabetes, all those things. And so as you're walking out a carnivore way, you become a fat burner, right? You're no longer burning sugar, and we all have, even me today. I weigh 205 pounds now. I've lost 102 pounds doing this, which has been pretty awesome. But it's not really even about the weight. It's merely about the efficiency of your body burning the proper fuel, right? Food is fuel first and foremost before it's anything else for us. That's the purpose of food. And so as your body's breaking down this extra fat to burn it, um, a lot of this fat has toxic sediment in it, right? And so that toxic sediment gets into our bloodstream and our body has to remove it. And sometimes if there's a lot of it, like say uric acid and gout, that can cause a gout flare because that uric acid is going to be, you're going to have a higher concentration of this floating around in your blood, and your body's going to want to get rid of it. So there's things that you can do that can help prevent that, like some supplementation for detox that can help to bind to these things to remove them, like zeolite. Zeolite's a good natural passive detox that you can use.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah. So
That sounded familiar.
yeah.
So with the on our last podcast, you had mentioned something about iodine, and I feel like is it the same kind of situation? Because I know a lot of people on our pages, the pages that I'm on, talk about iodine.
Yes. Iodine is an amazing molecule, an amazing element. It's a halide, and it's a requirement for every cell of your body, not just for your thyroid gland. Your nervous system, every cell of your body needs iodine. Iodine is it's like a shuttle for sodium,
Okay.
and so the group of halides, there's fluoride, there's bromide, there's iodine, and chloride, I think, is the other one. But anyway, iodine and chloride are required by the body to use, and fluoride and bromide are actually toxic. They're not they're a toxin for the body. So bromide is found in a lot of medications and upholstery, fabrics, clothing fabrics, synthetic fabrics, and they absorb into our body, right? Fluoride is going to compete, and our water supply,
We should use
toothpaste.
fluoride toothpaste.
Yeah, right. And I don't, we've heard a lot in the media over the last year about fluoride and its impact on neurology, right? On the function of the brain, especially with children. So iodine is something it's very good for you when taken in the right way and the right dosage, right? Like Lugol's iodine is a great supplement, is a great source of iodine.
What
It's
did
like
you say
comes
that was?
it's called Lugol's. It comes in a little dropper bottle. And you do want to be careful though. You just don't want to start taking drops and filling a dropper full of iodine. You want to kind of tighter it up to um, a, a good like 10 drops a day, but just start with like one or two for a week and then increase a drop each time because it's very potent, but your body needs it, right? And it
Yeah.
does help with detox and especially like clearing neurological inflammation and all sorts of awesome stuff. So, yeah.
I have done keto off and on for probably 6 years. And even when I'm not strict on keto, I don't eat a lot of carbs.
Hmm.
And with that, I only use either Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. And
Uh-huh.
I have wondered if I should take iodine.
Well, like 90% of Americans are deficient in iodine, so you
Okay.
probably should take iodine. Yep.
So,
Iodized salt is not a good source of iodine,
Okay.
and you can't get iodine from animals. So that's why iodine is often supplemented in by carnivores, right?
ooh, I need to do it then.
What is keto for? I don't think I've ever heard that before.
It's somebody who's predominantly carnivore who will have some.
That's me. When I cheat,
Yeah,
I
that's
make sure it's breaking
oh
down.
yeah, right. Yep,
Okay.
that's all it is. So you still want to try to keep the carb count down, but you're still eating maybe some plants like onions and peppers or
Is
you know.
is it is my line of thinking true? Carnivore and keto is still the same
It
driving
is.
force to keep your body in ketosis, right?
That's right. Carnivore is the cleanest version of keto, right?
Okay, okay, that's
Yeah.
what I
So
thought.
carnivore fits into keto, but keto doesn't fit into carnivore.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that. I
Yep.
mean, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll just
So yeah, when I cheat, I try to still make it keto, so I'm still not because the one of the things that I no one could ever like tell me any different. One of the reasons why I love it as much as I do is I literally am not hungry. Like when I
Yeah.
eat a meal, I am like I literally could be the only thing I ate for the day if I
Huh.
really wanted it to be, and I would be fine. But
Yeah.
like so like when people try to rag on it or say something, I'm like, oh no no no
That's
no.
right.
Do
Yeah.
you
Well,
find that also?
definitely. Yeah. Yep. I eat once or twice a day, really depending on if I'm at lunch. If I'm hungry, I'll make myself like 6 eggs. And then like during the week, Monday through Thursday, I just eat eggs and ground beef. So, but that's just me. I used to have a pretty significant food issue. You don't get to 307 pounds by not liking food.
Right.
Right?
Well, that's
Um,
something like that is a lot of people, because I've talked to a lot of people now about it, and they're all like, that's not sustainable. I'm like,
it is.
it absolutely is. And especially if you were to try it and you would
Yeah.
get like, what's that called? Fat adaptive, and you
Yeah.
felt the benefits of it, you
Hmm.
would be sold
It's a state of
because,
it's a fasted state. Like, so like long, the benefit, you've probably heard a lot about the benefits of long fasting, especially
mhm,
here recently with people doing like OMAD and things like that, or even longer water fasts
we
for
did a
healing.
5 day fast.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's not, I mean, you'll still get benefit because we still got plenty to get rid of in our bodies, but 3 days is about the max for true benefit once you've been doing carnivore for quite a while. You only need to do 3 days before you'll start to break down lean mass,
Oh, I didn't know
typically.
that. I
Yeah.
mean,
But
we
that's
did
that's
our
after you've been
afterwards.
carnivore for a while. When you think of seed oils, it takes your body 2 years to get rid of seed oils. Like it stays stored away for so long. That's how bad they are for us.
That is
You
what
know?
haunts me because,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to eat out and you try to like just get like a thing of, I'm like, I know there's seed oils in that. And
Yes.
then
I'm
like, how am I
I'm
going to
gonna
do
make
it?
up these. I'm gonna make up some little cards, and call it an allergy card or whatever. But I'm allergic to these
Yeah,
oils, so that you can carry it into a restaurant and say, "Hey, I'm allergic. Help me out here. Can you cook my food in butter?" Or
right. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad that we're talking about this because I have a question and it's going to probably break me if you don't answer the way that I want you to.
Oh, okay.
Um, I have taken olive oil shots forever
Okay.
and I love them. And I know it's not carnivore, but my rebellious self is like, no, I'm still taking them.
I imagine if you're taking olive oil shots, it's probably a good quality olive oil.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just say, you ketovore.
Well,
Hey,
that's
you
what
know
I'm
what?
still
There's
thinking.
benefit from it if it's good quality. A lot of the olive oil that you'll get at the grocery store has been cut and just
Right,
or is stored in plastic bottles.
right,
You really there is something to be said about investing in our food.
right.
So a good quality olive oil, I don't think it's that bad. No, there's better fat, right?
Would
Um,
you probably, so like anything you cook with is probably butter for any
butter,
kind of dish.
butter and
So,
tallow, and then
yeah,
bacon
yeah.
fat. I cook in bacon fat too. Yeah.
You do?
Yep. Yeah. I don't throw much away. That's another thing. It's so efficient
Right.
because you're using everything.
I know. Isaac was cooking bacon the other day. I was like, give me that oil.
Like
He
the
was trying to
the
dump it
fridge.
out.
You open the
But we
fridge and
do.
all you see is meat and eggs.
Yeah.
And
Does
then
your
and then
family
there's a little
also?
section for my wife. What's that?
Does your family doesn't eat carnivore with you?
No, my wife doesn't. She thinks I'm crazy. But she gets to hear all the stories though, so I'm just patiently waiting.
Well, I
Which
will tell you, my husband for a while was like, didn't really say anything. And he's like, I'll try it with you for a week.
uh-huh.
Bought himself a grill, put it outside, and now he's cooking steaks for everyone at lunchtime, like regularly now.
That's awesome. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So he's
Yes.
like, I try to tell people, like, you just have to do it. You just have to try it to,
Yeah. And
yeah.
there's plenty of amazing leaders within the carnivore community like that have channels on Instagram, YouTube and whatnot, like Anthony Chafee,
Oh,
um
yeah, I watched him.
yeah, Ken Berry, Dr. Philip Avadia, who's a cardiologist. Um plenty of people. Bella, Steak and Butter Gal, um the
Oh, I
primal
love her.
the primal podcast. She's a
My
carnivore.
girl, see?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like her. She's the one that says, put the cookie down.
Put the
You know what it does to your body. Everyone wants the cookie.
Everybody wants the cookie, yes.
She has been having trouble with feeling bloated and feeling tired. Those
Okay.
have been two things that have been going up. You said this time around, not last time you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you want to know what to do? Increase your
Yep.
fat. See about increasing fat consumption. That can help with the fatigue. And how long has this been going on?
You know, so I told you I was on it. The
Yeah.
first time I was on it was phenomenal. Like I had no issues at all.
Uh-huh.
Like just went straight to feeling great.
Okay.
And then I got off it and then I got back on and it seems like it just goes and comes in waves. Like
Okay.
I'll wake
Yeah.
up and my hands will be swollen and I'm like, I was pretty strict. Like I wonder what that's about.
Hmm.
And then this past week I have went through waves of exhaustion,
Okay.
like painfully tired.
So how long have you on the second time around, how long have you been carnivore?
So I think this is my third week.
Oh, okay. So you did it for a few weeks. Was it like how long did you do it the first time? Like 6, 7 weeks? Or
The first time was longer.
okay. And
I
then
was
so
on
you
for a while.
started three
I
weeks or
probably
so.
should write all this down, like so I know.
Yeah. So when you were off of it, you said you were pretty much still keto,
No,
right? Oh,
no.
you
When I
weren't.
went off of it, I went rogue.
You went rogue. I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. Okay. Well, 3 weeks in, yeah, your body's clearing out a lot, probably from just the rebel in you. Yeah, that's what I would say. I've led challenges and whatnot, and I've done 30 days. I did a 60 day, and 30 days is good. You really are getting a good set as far as getting somebody set in burning fat instead of sugar. But there still can be some symptoms of your body clearing out the sediment, right? Clearing things out, and oftentimes that comes as fatigue. Your body's conserving energy to get rid, right? It's part of the detox process. It's going to be throwing more energy to your vital organs than it is anywhere else. It's kind of like, if you eat a carb laden meal at lunchtime, a couple hours later, you're going to be just exhausted and fatigued. Is that the kind of fatigue you're feeling?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I did a workout and I'm like, you're not getting me up off this couch.
Yeah. So I would make sure you're getting enough fat.
Okay.
Maybe think about just, throwing in an extra tablespoon of butter here and there. You may want to eat more meals if you're only eating once. That may help too um, in the process because I kind of see you at 3 weeks in after you've been off for a while. You're still transitioning and your body's especially if you did it for a while and then you broke off and now you're back on it. Your body has this memory capacity and it's like, oh, okay, we were doing well when we were just burning fat, but now we got sugar again. So it might maybe holding on a little more now, just
Oh,
because it's like, oh, it's always gonna lean towards safety. So even if maybe some of that bloatedness is hanging around, it's like, is this for real this time? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, are we going to go back to this way? And if we are, that's a good thing. But let's just hold on and see. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, because I did start, I got because I also do not love drinking water. And I'm trying to
Oh
be very, 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 very good about drinking water.
yeah.
So I did get this salt. It was supposed to have all the minerals.
Oh yeah. Like an
And it's just a,
electrolyte powder
yeah,
or something. Yeah.
but it's not flavor or anything. It's literally just the salt. It says like I
Yeah.
looked it up. It had really rave reviews, and I was like, man, I wonder if that was what was causing my fingers to feel swollen when I woke up.
No, I don't think so.
No,
No, not at all. No, I think your body's just holding on, trying to decide,
just wait for me to.
are we doing this again? Is this what we're doing? Because we were really good, but
Yeah.
let's hold on. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Plus
that's good
coming
to
off.
know because I was actually kind of worried. I feel great right now, but
Do you do any sauna work or anything like that? Do you go sauna or cold plunge or anything?
Sure.
Okay. Um, I mean, that may be helpful just to get the blood flowing. Do you exercise regularly or
Wait.
depends on
even
what you
just
call
walking?
regularly. So I
Maybe a
have been getting
walk
back on
before
my
bed.
treadmill.
Oh, okay. Like a walk before bed would be good. Try
Okay.
that out and see.
Oh,
Because
okay.
just getting the blood flowing before you lay down to rest. Because
That's
when you
my
lay,
favorite one.
yeah, when you lay down and rest, your body's just kind of, it's just there. So blood pools and that's how a lot of times people who wake up and that's when they're their worst. They wake up in the morning and man, I'm just stiff and all that. That's
Mhm.
from that's really low level metabolic inflammation that's in your system that is you don't notice it when you're moving because your blood's flowing at a faster rate. So there's no real time for things to kind of settle to the bottom, so to speak, when it comes to your blood.
So
So
I have a question for you. Back to it was right after we got started. You said that ruminant red meat, which is cows, is that
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's beef, lamb,
Oh, lamb.
bison, elk. Yeah.
Okay. You said that they're the only things that aren't changed. Have they like bioengineered chickens and pigs and those things they have?
Uh, chicken, yeah. I know Campbell's, well, I don't know. I know I've seen reports, how about I say that, of, yeah, bioengineered meat. It's coming. There was actually a plant that was being built in Mooresville, North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina, and it was going to be the largest bioengineered lab-grown meat factory in the world. And guess, so they're making meat in a test tube, right? And so guess the name of the company. It's so crazy.
What?
They call themselves Believers Meat.
What?
Yeah, you can look them. You could look it up. They
That's
lost.
some
They
gaslighting at its
collapsed. They
finest.
collapsed after 2024 with the change in the administration, which is a good thing, you
Praise
know,
the Lord.
as far as that goes, anyway. But yeah, so there's definitely a movement. There's when you go to the grocery store and you go to the produce section. Um, 90% of all of that produce has been genetically modified. So think about genetic modification, right? It's taking the very blueprint that God created that for that whatever, that green pepper, that celery, that broccoli,
Yeah.
and we've genetically modified it for some specific gain. Like classic example would be watermelon. Now I remember eating watermelon as a kid and those seeds used to be really hardy and black. In fact, if you look at cartoons today, they probably still have black seeds in them, but you can't find a watermelon today. Well, you can, but to go to your grocery store, you buy a watermelon, the seeds are really flimsy and white. It's been genetically modified. So, so what looks like a watermelon is not really a watermelon according to the standards of the Lord, right? We've changed its blueprint. So imagine now we're eating that, thinking it's food from whatever, but it's been modified. So and then you add on top of that all the herbicides, pesticides, the glyphosates that they put on the crops. So we have anti-nutrients raising increasing within the actual crop itself, the produce itself, trying to defend itself from a caustic environment, and then we further put chemicals on top of it. Our food is poisoned, unfortunately. It's a hard reality, but it's true. You know, if you've people who call themselves gluten sensitive, which I don't believe is a gluten sensitivity. I think it's a glyphosate toxicity. They'll eat bread here in the States and they'll get their gut will just get ravished with inflammation, right? And they may have a flare or something. If that same individual were to go over to like Europe somewhere, like Greece or something, and they have some bread, they don't get a flare up. Why is that? Same ingredients. It's what they're putting on the crops. There's like 3 or 4 applications of glyphosates on many crops, and 2 weeks before harvest is the last application. So that's definitely not to keep you know bugs away from it.
I've never heard
Isn't that
that.
crazy?
That is crazy. That would make a lot of sense. I've never
Yeah,
heard that theory before.
yeah,
It
it's
is
real.
very hard to believe that all of like that kind of stuff is so against us because that's
Yeah,
a lot of times where people are like, oh, I'm like,
but it all started back in 1910. That's when the what I call it the siege happened for health in America. Um, there was a man named Abraham Flexner who was commissioned by the Rockefeller Foundation and the Carnegies. He was a academic, so he sat on the board on the board for the Rockefeller Foundation, and he was commissioned to do an audit of all the medical schools in the nation. And there were 162 medical schools at the time, and he went and did his audit, and within 20 years there were only 60 medical schools left. So that's about 60% of the medical schools closed, and it's not. I mean, who knows? There could have been 1 or 2 that may have not been um, a standard of care, let's say. But most of the schools that closed were because they wouldn't come on to the ideology of what we see today as healthcare, as allopathic in treating with pills and surgery and injections. It's all rooted in the petrochemical industrial complex. Pills are mixed with oils. You think of seed oils, that comes from the petrochemical industrial complex. It's all plant-based oils that were once used in manufacturing that they're now feeding us. That's
Yeah.
why seed oils are so detrimental, right? It's they're rancid and toxic.
I have heard that you should never have seed oils. I mean, they're industrial oils.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's interesting about the glyphosate. I
yeah,
mean, hopefully, I don't know. I think we're at some sort of stalwart right now with the glyphosate.
yeah,
RFK Jr. wanted it,
yeah.
and
And I think
somebody else came in and was like, "Go go!"
yeah, right. Well, money talks, right?
Right?
Unfortunately. Yeah. But I mean, there's countries that ban it. They're not even allowed to utilize it. That would be a country I would say I might have bred in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I follow a lot of people that um, go to Europe often, and they all say it. They
Yeah.
can eat pasta and bread in
Mm-hmm.
Europe, and they can't eat it here.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, that's something. It's not nothing.
That's right. So, as you look into it and how we harvest our crops here, you'll see. I mean, there's so many different um, chemicals and stuff that we put on everything. If you want to dive into the glyphosate issue or even and all that, Zen Honeycutt from Moms Across America,
Hmm.
she's amazing.
Zen honeycut.
Zen Honeycutt, yep, and Sandy Norton, Sally Norton. She's written a book called Toxic Superfoods, and she's pretty amazing too. I met a lot of these people at the convention. I went to a conference a couple weeks ago. It was called Meat Stock,
Nice.
And I tell you, it was obviously a a gathering of keto and carnivore people. Um, 20% I would say were probably clinicians. The other 80% were people who have walked through their own personal fire and healed themselves, whether it with you know predominantly carnivore, but there were people ketogenic people there too. Not like it matters, but um, what an awesome community. So this event started 3 years ago. They had 35 people at their first event. Last year in 2025, they had 400, and this year there was 1,600 people there.
Wow, that's
It's definitely
awesome.
something that's taken root, and it's not just it's for clinicians and for people, for everybody to come and just learn. And I would encourage. It's going to be in Nashville next year. Um, if you ever, I mean, Nashville's a great place to go, but man, you would learn so much um, from the content that's there. It's amazing.
It's called meat stuff.
It's called
Meat
Meat
stuff.
Stock.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's cool. So you said that you eat bacon grease.
yep,
So does that mean you also eat bacon?
yeah, yeah. I
So
do.
you well, I just wonder because I did do carnivore for about 2 weeks and I just quickly fell off the wagon
Okay,
because I eat keto and I'm like, oh, I'd rather eat keto.
no
But
worries.
I see the evidence in my daughter and my granddaughter,
Yeah,
it's crazy. But I just wondered when you said, because we wanted to talk about meat sources also. So I guess that's just grading. Like the top tier is ruminant, red meat, eggs, salt, and water. That's like the gold standard. And
yeah,
then what falls down from that, you're
yeah.
getting a little less
Pork,
golden.
pork would be right under that. I don't eat much pork. The only pork I really eat is bacon, and I cook about 3 pounds of bacon on Saturday morning. That's my snack during the day on the weekends, basically.
Okay.
But just like we were talking about olive oil, there's different qualities. The same is true with bacon. The best thing to do would be to find a farmer, a local farmer, or a local butcher shop, right? Where you can get and make sure that you're getting good quality meat. Because even in the grocery store, you can find now you can find grass fed like ground beef or whatnot, right? But I believe it's only that animal only has to be fed 65% grass. So just like they have the label of organic or all this other stuff, or eggs, for example, like cage free used to mean something. It doesn't really mean anything for the animal anymore. Pasture raised is the way to go for eggs, but and obviously finding local would be best. You want to know what those chickens are eating, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We get
so
it.
pork would be just below ruminant meat. Chicken would probably be underneath there with seafood, and then underneath there you would hit your dairy. Yeah.
What are we looking for if we want to get pork that's kind of all right to eat?
Well, you definitely don't want any sugar in its curing.
Okay.
So, and then just try to make sure you can read the ingredients, just like anything else,
Yeah.
you
It's
know.
weird to me that a meat would have an ingredient list.
Yeah. Well, big food is going to do things to impact the flavor profile because these things are packaged up and stored for a long time, right? And so like a lot of big beef, they're going to inject full of chemicals to keep the meat looking red longer, things of that nature. Um, so I get probably 80% of my meat from a local guy. He's a purveyor. He sources out good quality local from local farms around North Carolina and beyond. And then I have a company that I order from also, called Plainview Beef Company out of Kansas. It is the healthiest beef that I have found. They actually test for toxicity and nutrient profile of their meat, and
Plain
they're
view beef
Plainview Beef Company. Yeah,
out of
um,
Kansas.
out of Kansas. Yes, I think they're either Kansas or Oklahoma, but but they test for toxicity. So they're looking for heavy metals, glyphosate, all that stuff in their meat, and they will have zero in it. And the nutrient profile is amazing. They sprout finish their beef, so they grow. They have a greenhouse and they grow hydroponic sprouts, and they're feeding like 5,000 pounds of sprouts a day, to their livestock. But it
Ah,
changes the nutrient profile of the meat, and it's pretty tasty too. So
well, that was one of the topics we wanted to talk about because like especially when I first started out, starting something new is always overwhelming. And
yeah,
especially trying to learn all the things. So it's like I know that grocery store meat isn't fantastic, but I'm like, does it still do the job? Is it
yeah,
still I mean, I did it the first several weeks that I told you I just felt great. Like
hmm
and it was all grocery store meat because it's what I had access to quickly for me
and
to
that's fine. No, there's so I would just when it comes down to it, you can eat grocery store meat. You're definitely going to be getting less toxicity than you are eating other things,
yeah.
right? So that's okay. And like the Plainview Beef Company, I get their meat delivered to my house for 9.99 a pound for ground beef, and it's really high quality. So that's not a bad price, you know. Grass fed beef in the grocery store at a pound is about that anyway, or a little more even.
Yeah, yeah.
So um, so so as far as cost factor, you can certainly source it out and budget correctly. Um,
Well, my thing is, I'm not a planner. And so I'm
yeah,
like grocery store every day sometimes.
yeah, I hear you.
But my daughter is, and that's kind of a really part that God has blessed her doing this for me because she is like plan, 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 plan. I make her crazy with not ever having a plan. Like she wants to know what's for dinner next Tuesday. And
Gotcha.
so with
Yes.
her doing it, she's like, I need some organization with this. Like I
Uh-huh.
need to know what's going to be going in at all
Yeah.
times.
Yep.
So I've been trying to be better because I do want to get to the point where I know where my beef is coming from and that it's
Yeah.
good quality. I think that that's the next step for me is
hmm
to have that stuff in my freezer and to know like this is where I get it and I can know that it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you have a deep freezer,
Yeah, I do.
yeah. So yeah, you could just stock up because that would be sufficient, and then pull out. Have your daughter plan the
Yeah,
meals for the
yeah.
week. She can pull everything out, and that takes the burden off of you.
Yeah. I know. She's done a lot. I was like, dang, she's even like
She's getting
make
into it.
recipes that I would have done. I'm like, I'm good with just cooking some eggs. Like, I don't need anything fancy. She's like, no, we need all the fluff. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So we got heavy milk powder, we got all the
Oh,
eggs, we got stevia. She was making some desserts. I'm like,
that's awesome.
I
I
just,
did. Go ahead. Oh, I made a dessert this weekend. Um, Courtney Luna has a cookbook out, and I don't know. I was just kind of feeling like being spicy, I guess.
yeah.
Cream cheese, and then I whipped up some heavy cream, and I
Okay.
have these an electrolyte, um, flavored electrolyte powder from a company called Salter, and I mixed in this coffee flavored one. It's salted caramel, and
Oh, yeah.
it was amazing. It
That
tasted
sounds
like
good.
like mousse. It was so
Yeah.
tasty, right? And um, you know. It was yummy. And that's another thing too. You get really you'll the longer that you're carnivore and you remove the sugar, you get more sensitive to tasting sweetness,
Right.
right? And we are definitely desensitized to sweetness in our foods
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, my Mother's Day present was a carnivore cake. She made me a carnivore cake.
Oh, how awesome.
It
That's good.
was good.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah, so I think that that's what propelled her.
Yeah.
Okay,
Man, think
so
about how far ahead your daughter is becoming by doing this right
I
now.
told her that I was
That's
like, 5 years
amazing.
at your age, like, oh my
Yes.
gosh. So
Yes. That's awesome.
Do you, how do you feel about protein powder? I feel like
I
it's
was just
always
getting ready to ask that.
contentious. People always have some type of way they feel about protein powder.
Yeah, so I don't consume any protein powder. I don't think I need to. I'm getting plenty just from eating meat and and I don't know. Protein well, many protein powders are just processed and anyway, so it's not even real food. It may be protein, but um if anything, if you feel like, you enjoy your shakes in the morning or whatever, I would really seek out to get a good quality. Again, we're going back to quality, right?
Yeah.
Protein and look at the ingredients, and there shouldn't be a whole lot of stuff in it. Um, Linear Provisions is a good company. That's Paul Saladino. He's got a really good product. It's very simple as far as protein goes, but if you're eating good ruminant meat and you're getting plenty of fat, you probably are getting plenty of protein.
Do you have a count? Do you have like a formula to know? I don't think that Robin eats enough sometimes, but I mean, she looks fine. I
Yeah,
know what she eats because I'm around her a lot. Is
yeah.
there a particular formula to know how much protein people should eat?
Well, your body weight, right? In grams. That's
Okay.
that's kind of the standard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And when it comes to the breakdown of like fat to protein, think one gram of protein, it's 1 to 1.5, the ratio. So think of think of calories. When you're carnivore, good news is you don't have to worry about calories. You just eat, right?
I love that part about it.
Yes. So within 1 gram of fat, there's 7 calories. Within 1 gram of protein, there's 4 calories. So naturally, fat has about almost 1.5 times more energy in it than protein, right? Same with carbohydrates are 4 grams as well. So protein and carbs, they have 4 grams of 4 calories in them, right, per gram. And protein will actually it'll raise your blood sugar as well, but it doesn't do it the way carbohydrates do. So if you are trying to get control of your insulin and become insulin resistant, fat is necessary. Well, it's necessary for a lot of things, but um, it helps with that, if that makes sense. Does-
Yeah, the whole protein thing is all over the map too. Some
yeah.
people,
Well, if you were to just do carnivore, if you would get plenty of protein because number one, remember it's all bioavailable too. If you're eating plants, not only do you have to eat it and digest it, but your body has to then go and take it to where it needs to go, which is usually the liver, and assemble things to be then shipped out to the cells to be utilized,
okay.
right? And so when you eat meat, animal based products, it's bioavailable. So you chew it up, you eat it, you digest it, it's ready to go. There's no work the liver has to do. It's just boom, it absorbs and it's ready.
Is that why you
So
stay full for so long?
yeah. Plus you're burning fat, and we all, even if you're fit to today's standards or whatnot, or skinny, you still have fat stores on you. So the fuel source is readily available, right? So when you're a sugar burner and you eat a lot of carbohydrates, that's your source. So that's why you got to eat more. That's why they tell you eat 3 meals a day or eat 6 meals a day, right? You got to have that continued energy source. And with each one of those meals, typically there's going to be carbohydrates involved. And so you're constantly spiking your sugar, spiking your blood glucose, and becoming insulin resistant. And insulin resistance is the gateway to all chronic disease. In fact, I would say your gut health is the gateway to all chronic disease. All
It is
chronic disease.
interesting.
90% of chronic pain can come back to food. Like, think about that. That's,
I think about that all the time, and it actually makes me
oh,
terrified of food.
yeah. There'll come a point for you when you walk into the grocery store and you're like, oh, there's a drug. It's all drugs, right? Especially when you hit the middle sections and,
Yeah.
but,
I've seen
um,
some memes here lately where they're walking through the grocery store and they're like, bloatation, hydra, inflammation. They're like, everything they walk down, they're like, this is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what this is.
yes. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we do learn as human beings. We
yes.
can adapt and learn. And I think, honestly, I think that the keto and the carnivore, I think the different ways of eating is educating people again.
Yeah.
That
I agree.
food is medicine and to take nutrition seriously.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. 100%.
So
Um,
is starvation mode a thing?
what do you mean? Starvation
A
mode?
lot of like the carnivore pages that I'm on, they're like, people, always have something to complain about. And they're like, well, you're in starvation mode.
Oh, yeah.
Your body is shut down and it's only focusing on what it can get next.
Yeah, that's more well, they're probably transitioning to burning fat, right? Their body's used to burning sugar, so the body's going to crave sugar or carbohydrate. Um, and there's also a lot of the stuff that they treat our foods with, and sugar alone is a drug. It's an addictive chemical.
Yeah.
So 2 to 4 weeks to break that sugar addiction, typically. And you'll know it too, because at about 2 weeks, um, those cravings, like, oh man, I just want a bowl of ice cream, or you know, whatever it might be, pasta, whatever. Um, but once that breaks, there is that for me anyway. And this isn't necessarily true for everyone, but I just had this lifted feeling come off of me when sugar broke, and like my mind was just more clear, and then the Lord showed me that I was still addicted to food, and that's why I do what I do now, where I'm just ground beef and eggs during the week, and then on the weekends I have fun. So it's just a good frequency for me.
Yeah.
But
Wait, what
yeah.
do you mean that you have fun on the weekends? You eat anything?
Oh no, I don't eat anything, but I'll
Okay,
fire
okay.
up my smoker and
I was about to
so
say,
yeah.
whoa.
Have fun cooking within the realms of carnivore.
Yeah, yeah.
Without, and it's fun because you can get creative. Like you said,
Yeah,
milk powder and buttermilk together. You're making a nice crispy crumb crust. You can do with that. Make cheesecakes,
yeah.
batters, fried chicken. You know.
That's where I'm thinking my daughter's going to come in and really heighten the bar. Because I'm
Yeah,
pretty basic.
absolutely. Well, she's only 15, so you got her for what, a good 3 years before
Yeah,
she potentially goes off to college.
Maybe she's pretty
have her,
independent.
have her start making meals.
I know. I was very impressed with
That's
the
pretty
carnivore cake
awesome.
she made me.
That's
I'm
pretty
like, oh, I
cool.
don't love it, but I know that you would really like it.
That's
So,
awesome.
um, before we let you go, I want to know about. I scanned through your page a little bit for your Lion Diet challenge.
Yeah.
So I would love to know about it.
Oh yeah. So I have it's a carnivore challenge. It's called Lion Diet, and we've already kind of talked about the hierarchy of order, right? Like from
Mhm.
clinical down to whatever. So Lion Diet is more it represents the clinical form. So I intend to walk with people with this challenge for 90 days. 90 days, man, can you imagine the turnaround these people, anybody who decides to come in is going to have in 90 days? Think of this by August, so by school starts back up, imagine the transformation. I've walked with people like diabetics who have been, one in particular I can think of, 30 years taking like insulin and metformin, has heart disease, taking all these medications, and in 3 months his doctor took him off of metformin. In three
Wow.
months.
That's
Now,
amazing.
that's a testament to how God created you, right? And
Yep.
the more that we recognize what food is fuel, and and kind of consecrate our meals again, recognizing that we are living temples that the Lord chooses to indwell within us. We're no different than the temple that well, we're even better than the temple within the Old Testament. Like take Solomon's temple for example. Families would bring their choicest of sacrifices through the sheep gate, which is fuel for the Lord. So they would bring in their sacrifices, their ruminant sacrifices through the sheep gate to place upon the altar to burn to the Lord for their iniquities of their sins, right? And now we are that temple, and our mouth is our sheep gate. And we can use that same ruminant meat that is no longer required because Jesus is the lamb who paid the price for us. We can now take that same ruminant meat and bring it past our sheep gate and let it fuel our temple, honoring the Lord that's inside of us, the fullness of God that indwells. He chooses to indwell within us. Wouldn't we want to honor Him in that capacity? and
Mhm.
and if we don't do carnivore, at least clean up our food so that we do recognize that that's the purpose of a meal today. That's the purpose of a meal for me whenever I eat now is to just give thanks and honor to the one who's seated on the throne of my heart, right? um yeah. So, and then, man, if we look at the Daniel fast of the old early days, there's I think I might have mentioned that in passing lightly before I talked about the sheep gate last time, but
Mhm.
Daniel was called to do opposite of what his culture was doing, actually opposite of what his culture was placing upon their altar and sacrificing to their gods, right? Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon were putting meat upon the altar and sacrificing it to their gods, and Daniel chose to not defile his body with the king's table, with what the
Mhm.
king provides. And from that 10 days, he was shown. So he had the radiance of life coming out of him because of his obedience, and was shown to be healthy. Well, in the latter days, we are now in the latter days, and it's same principle, but opposite. The culture that we're in is placing agriculture and, like, not to get political, but like the global climate movement and all this stuff,
Mhm.
that's what they're placing upon the altar and sacrificing to their gods. And by refusing and rejecting the king's table today, that is deciding to go carnivore and consume ruminant meat. It's the opposite. Isn't that
Oh,
amazing?
I like that perspective.
Same
Yeah.
principle.
Right.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, so
Well,
the
I
the
do
90 day the
know.
90-day challenge kicks off on June 2nd. I'm actually I'm it's part of a bigger project of mine. I'm actually launching a ministry called Port City Pioneer, and it's the Pioneer Assembly. And it's a private membership association. So it's member to member. I'll walk with anybody, no matter where they are. There's no cost. Um, I just want to help. right? And do what I've been called to do with the amazing revelations and mysteries that the Lord has revealed to me. So it's kicking up. The challenge kicks off on the second, and you can go to school.com. It's SKOOL.com. Is it forward slash, I think? Forward slash path to freedom. I'll post it here on this live feed when we're finished.
Okay.
Okay.
But come on in. I'm actually announcing what the Port City Pioneer is tonight at 6 o'clock. And I'll tell you this challenge that's coming up. We have some amazing speakers and experts and wise counsel coming in to share and really feed the people that are going to be a part of it. We got Dr. Philip Ovadia, who's probably the world's leading metabolic health cardiologist. He's been a cardiologist for 30 years, and has broken free from the system and is working to keep people off of his operating table. Right. We have Zen Honeycutt. She's going to be there from Moms Across America. She is amazing, and her own personal journey and testimony with her family has been just, if that's not enough to open your eyes, oh, to see what's going on. And then we have Pastor um, Jimmy Pruitt from Texas, from the Bridge Church down there. I think it's Fredericksburg, Texas, and more people lined up coming in.
This is
It's
all going to be
awesome.
ran through school.
This is all going to be ran through the school community. Yep.
Okay.
And it's a platform for community engagement, kind of like
I've been on
Facebook.
there for
Yeah.
other things, so
Yeah, and then there's coursework that you can put on there and everything. It just gives us the opportunity to feel like we can say what we desire to say and not be, censored by anybody above. So, amen.
it's a sad situation that you would have to worry about that, but yes,
Yeah, it matters. Well,
it
I mean,
does.
there's other ways, but when we want to bring together a community, we should have that opportunity to
Right,
be the community that we all desire to be, right?
right.
And the
Yeah.
Lord can
So,
make a way where there seems to be no way. So,
oh, absolutely.
you just,
That's why school is here today.
right.
So
Yeah.
I will tell you this tiny little testimony because it was one thing that like really, really like cemented it for me. My daughter had like two really bad rounds of being sick, and my
Hmm.
husband did also like one of them. And we went and saw a naturopath, and she took our blood and like went through all of our blood. Well, I actually, while we had went, my daughter was sick, so I was like gleaning any information from her. I'm like, she is very sick. Like, I need to know, you know. And she ended up telling me, she was like, go home and make her eat a high protein meal. So this
Yeah.
was like, even though I was on that mindset, I didn't even think about it for her being sick.
Yeah.
So I actually got her a protein powder that was called Equip, and it was
Yeah.
just it. She said it was super clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made her that. I made her a shake with the Equip and just milk, and
Hmm.
then I made her and my husband both. I made them both these. It was a chocolate lot of eggs and heavy cream powder or the powder, and it
Yeah.
was just packed protein.
Uh-huh.
My husband the next day woke up. He's like, I have not felt this good. And I don't even know, like, I feel amazing. My
Yeah.
daughter, she was way, way better, but she was really, really sick, but like almost recovered.
Awesome.
It
Yeah.
was truly like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, if
Feed
this
the
doesn't
gut.
speak volumes,
Feed the gut. Pathogenic microbiome loves sugar and thrives on sugar, and the gut lining is only one cell thick. So if you have a gut that's not healthy, and there's doors open or gates open that shouldn't be, there's things getting into your system that create inflammation. So um so yeah, that's amazing. Look at how quick the recovery happened,
I
right?
seriously, I
It's
was like, if people
amazing.
knew this,
Yeah.
and even though like I was on that path, it did not dawn to me until that the woman told me. She's like, "You get this protein powder, make her eat it."
Yeah.
And my husband, I did that for my husband and my daughter, both. Like they've
Yep.
been, my daughter was sick for almost 2 weeks,
Wow.
and that was the only thing that helped her.
Yeah.
So I
For
thought
That's
that was
the
amazing.
world
awesome.
to hear.
What's that?
I said for the world to hear.
There you
If
go.
you're sick, eat a lot of protein.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
Yep.
Well,
Thank-
very good.
Yes, it was great to talk to you again, and I hope we can talk yet again. I'm gonna go look and see about your the challenge,
The
and
challenge? Yeah.
you'll help anyone that joins. They can how what in what capacity are you gonna help?
So, yeah, the whole group is I'm leading the challenge, right? And
Okay.
then anybody who needs help, who may have chronic disease or whatever, and they truly want to get healthy, I'm willing to walk with them.
and then all
Yeah,
the correspondence and communication is going to be through school, right?
it will be through school. Yep, and I'm getting a website built up and everything else too. But for now, everything is right there in school. So you'll get notifications when there's posts or there's event like virtual events popping up. Yeah. So
I'm
tonight,
excited for it.
tonight at 6 o'clock is the announcement of what we're doing, and then June 2nd is the launch, and then speakers start rolling in the week after. So it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm
It
excited
sounds
for it.
amazing. I'm excited for it too.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all will talk me into carnivore. But
Oh, maybe give it a shot.
Yeah.
You're, yeah. Um, there's a woman. I can't remember her last name. She's 85 years old. She's been carnivore for 58 years. She's a rancher, I believe, in either Montana or Wyoming,
Oh,
but
wow.
she's still like break getting in between bulls, hopping fences. Like you would
I
never
want to do it.
know. Yeah. So
Is
there's
she gonna be
no
at your?
I don't have her as a speaker. No. No, I don't. I should reach out to her though.
You should,
But
because that would be really
yes.
inspirational.
Yes.
Inspirational.
But we do have some people. We do have some amazing people, like I said, coming in to share their story and why they are standing on the platform that they're standing on, and it's going to be great. It's excited. I'm more excited for the other side of it after this 90 days for the people that walk through it to see just you know the life be restored. It's all
Yeah.
about restoration, and what better way to do that than honoring the Lord and recognizing that we're holy temples?
Right?
Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Amen. It was
Awesome.
great. It was great to have you. And God bless this venture of yours. I hope that it goes way better than you expected.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be amazing. Even if there's just one, only one. It's
Right.
good enough. Praise the Lord. Well, thank you so much for having me.
It was
It was
nice
good to catch
talking
up
with
with
you.
you.
Yes. And
Now go eat.
I hope to talk again soon.
Yeah, definitely. Now go eat a ribeye steak.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good. All right.
Bless
Bye.
you. Bye bye.